everybody. What's going on? Welcome to the Minutes with Milo show. And I hope everybody's doing all right. Everything seems to be working okay. My mic is keep-hopping around. I hope you can hear me. Looks like I'm on the YouTubers live over here. Oh, wait. What's up with my hat? Oh, man. Is that just my head? My hat on crooked? Maybe that's better. That's not better. This camera stuff messes me up. Okay, stop messing with your hat. Get your crap together. So, as I said, welcome to the Minutes with Milo show. I don't understand. I'm trying to get this little old phone to go right here. And it says, confirm I'm not a robot. I don't know. Next. But it does nothing. Alright, whatever. Fountain of Youth. Been long sought after. Thought people had it. But no, never had it. So, are they on to something with this latest little thing? Every time they come up with this little, we think we found something that's going to prolong aging. And we live a long time. Sometimes, oh my gosh. Why does it bother me so much? Look, why does it bother me so much? Because normally I don't look at myself. Maybe this would help. Maybe I should just, instead of trying to make the hat, maybe I should just make the brim more evenly. There we go. Let's get this going. Every time they think they have something that's going to do it, it doesn't really work. Why is that? Because you're not supposed to live forever. We're already living a long enough time. Sometimes we think we live too long. And I'm sure there's people out there, I've heard them say it, I've been too long of this earth. Meaning they're tired. They're done. They don't feel like there's anything else to do. Or they don't have the energy to do it. So, if you ever hear anybody say, I'm too long of this earth, meaning they're ready to move on. And that's everybody's prerogative, right? Right now, it's like medically assisted suicide, right to life, something, I don't know. A lot of states now are making it A-okay for somebody to do themselves in for certain reasons. Got a terminal illness and don't want to suffer. Got insurmountable problems, all as a total. It makes your life unbearable. But there are people that think, I'd like to live forever. And so scientists and these people continue to strive to figure out what's wrong. Why can't we figure out what to live forever? And they think, well, the body's breaking down, man. You just like every so often. That was one thing I need to look at. How often do how long does it take to replenish every cell in your body? And you know what? I can't type without looking at the keyboard, but what's going to be great, not so great, because right now, I don't care how I spell it, Google, Bing, whatever, figures it out. How long does it take to replenish every cell in your body? Do my cells really change every 7 years? While it's true that your cells regenerate on average every 7 to 10 years, there's a lot of variation. Your skin cells, for example, are replenished, blah, blah, blah. So, all your body cells. Good, clean diet full of stem cell nutrients. Intermittent fasting is a stem cell activator and has been. I've seen this intermittent fasting. Maybe one day I will look at this thing, intermittent fasting. So, hello, Robert. So 7 to 10 years, your body is being, I won't say rebuilt, but it's, you know, being changed. It's being gone through every 7 to 10 years. So why doesn't it just make it new again? I mean, why does it continue to degrade and get older? Things slow down, things break, things change. Why is that? Well, I mean, if you think about it, you think about when you were born, it's about growing. I mean, I guess programmed into the DNA is not only how do you grow your hair color, your eye color, your body mass, all these other kind of things are genetic. It's probably built in there. It's like, at what rate do you age? Why not? But there are people that think that DNA is like a computer program that runs, and as it runs year after year, second after second, minute after minute, all that time, hey Cleo, it itself, the program itself, starts to wear out, starts to wear down. And then when the DNA starts to have problems, then it passes that along to the cell, because that is the program, that is the schematic for each cell in your body. They believe it's like that. And that's what causes aging, is the DNA is going bad. It's run for so long that in your body doing its work that, it's degrading. And therefore that makes your cells degrade. And if your cells degrade, the body degrades. And it's just a perpetual thing. So there's a school of thought out there that if you can figure out how to keep the DNA from degrading, or how to take old bad DNA that's getting weak or is picking up mistakes, to just swap in a new one, right? So if you think of it as a computer program, you've got the thing that was the very start, and you hold it as the original, and then you just let the other one go, and then at some point that program becomes corrupted and has problems. You take it out, you make a copy of the original again, you plug it back in, and it's brand new, just like that. So why couldn't you do that with DNA? I don't know. That's just what some people are thinking. Some people are thinking that it's the DNA that everybody needs to concentrate on to stop aging. So I come across this little science article, and it talked about prolonging the life of mice. The poor mice lead a bad life. Yeah, Robert, even better than an oil change. So it's like rebuilding the whole engine again, the whole car, everything from the DNA. But poor mice lead a terrible life. They get experimented on so much, not each individual mice, but you know what I mean. Mice as a whole. They're the workhorse of the health facilities of the, everything health related, maybe not even health, DNA, anti-aging, cosmetics, all these things are tested on lab rats, lab mice, because they don't do it on humans. Eventually they'll do it on humans. So, but they learn through this process that I'm going to look at tonight how they extended the life of mice. And it wasn't through, radiation. It wasn't through, mystical pyramid power, stem cells, or anything like that. It's really kind of getting more for less. And that doesn't sound, plausible, but everybody's always saying, well, you get more for less nowadays. Less is better. And in this case, it looks like it was. So let's share this out. Well, we'll close that. I'll put that away. Highlight. So you got to highlight this to give me my bars. Oh. Okay. If we do that, and I shrink that up like I normally do. Window capture. We're going to capture what? This. Very good. We're going to go over here. And share it. Uh-oh. What happened to my beautiful face? No! It's too small. Yeah, that can't be me. There we go. That's better. Oh, there I am. I'm just tiny, but that's okay. You know the beauty that's me. You don't need to look me up really close. All right. Key to longevity is isoleucine reduction. All right. So I hope anybody that's listening or watching later knows, what amino acids are. And this isoleucine is an amino acid. Researchers discovered that reducing the amino acid isoleucine in diets can significantly improve health outcomes in mice. So, just a little bit about amino acids. Those are the building blocks for proteins. And your body needs, I think, it's like 9, 11, 12 certain amino acids. And this is one of them. And you would think that, it's an essential amino acid. Your body doesn't create it on its own, and therefore, look at it here, it ingests it. It has to bring it in from outside sources, from your diet. And if it needs it, then you eat it, and presto chango, bango, you're healthy. Well, that's not what this study is actually saying. We'll look at it here. The study reveals that low isoleucine diet leads to longer lifespan, leaner bodies, and reduces cancer and prostate problems in mice, despite higher calorie consumption. So, if they get less of this important amino acid, they can eat the same or more, but yet not get fat. They have less cancer and less prostate problems in mice. So mice bodies are like, you've heard of dog ears. Well, there's mice ears. Same kind of deal. So you sit back, well, how do they know this? Humans sometimes don't develop cancers until their 70s or even 80s. How can they ever say that any of this stuff, is even something they can put towards humans? This might be a topic for another show, but scientific modeling. I used to think that, scientists all out there strive to make things better, to gain knowledge, to gain wisdom, just not necessarily for the sake of doing that, but, to do that first and then make money later. Anymore, I'm believing the scientists out there jump on board with this to make money, and a lot of times, sacrifice the purity of knowledge for that. And they make, sometimes, not everybody, not all scientists, not every scientific endeavor is, I need money, therefore I will do this, because in the long run, when I have enough money, I'll revert back and do the pure thing again. And it never happens. There's never enough money to do the pure thing, to make science the main focus, not the outcome. So, anywho, what any echo was there, gentlemen? You would have told me there was an echo. I just noticed that some things I had unmuted that might cause an echo. But you would have said there was an echo. So, scientific study uses projections, modeling. So let's see if it's in here, that if you're a mouse of, if you're a mouse that's 2 years old, that's the same as like a human being 33, something like that. So that's why, it's kind of, the process is kind of speeded up. But they take the things that happen into mice and extrapolate them or expand them to go to humans. And they pretty much have to do that. If it kills mice, they never test it on humans. If mice don't die and they work it and there's no significant long-term effects, blah, 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 eventually there may be a human trial of whatever they're trying to prove or whatever medicine or supplement they're trying to get to market. So they're finding ways to isolate this isoleucine intake and how it impacts health beyond caloric value, offering insights into healthy aging and metabolic processes. So they're looking at finding a diet. Research could pave the way for new dietary recommendations and treatments aimed at improving human health. And not necessarily maybe even through diet, but of course what? Supplements or pharmaceuticals. So right now, and I don't know what it is, there's a pill out there everybody's wanting to take. And I think it was first come out to treat like diabetes. But like a lot of things, Viagra being one of them, they start giving it for one thing and find out it has a bigger and better benefit in another area. And therefore, instead of being, type 1 medicine for this, they say, oh, well, that doesn't make as much money as plan B over here, where it treats or makes this happen. So there's that medicine, and I can't remember the name of it, that apparently if you take it, you just burn fat, you lose weight, almost with no consequence about what you eat. But the downside, as I understand it, is unless you, like all this other weight loss gain stuff, if you don't balance that with healthy meals and exercise, you lose a lot of weight through body muscle. That's not what you want to do. You want to lose body weight through losing body fat. But if you take this pill, you lose weight, and some of it is muscle. So you have to eat healthy and exercise while you take that, and you drop the pounds. So there's almost always that trade-off. There's never the perfect pill, the perfect anti-aging, whatever it might be. But with this study, they're saying that if you limit the intake of this amino acid, then it increased the lifespan of mice. So a diet low in isoleucine extended the lifespan of mice and improved various health metrics, including body leanness and reduced disease risks. Mice on this diet consume more calories but maintain leaner bodies and better health due to metabolic adjustments. Study linked dietary amino acids to aging process and health span, challenging the traditional view that a calorie is just a calorie. So this study was done by University of Wisconsin in Madison. There's a popular saying in some circles that a calorie is a calorie, but science shows that it may not be true. In fact, it may be possible to eat more of some kinds of calories while also improving your health. That's a picture of an old dude there. All right, let's see. While the results are promising, humans do need isoleucine to live, and weaning it a significant amount out of the diet hasn't been pre-formulated by a mouse chow company is not an easy task. So you have to have it to live, and you get it in certain foods. So if you eat that food regularly, you're getting a certain amount of it, whether you can kind of control it or not. So you'd have to stop eating. Let's just say it's eggs, and I think eggs are a good source for this. If you eat like 2 eggs a day for breakfast, in order to low that, you need to eat 1. Well, what happens there is, you get reduced other important, benefits of eggs. So I guess it's hard to isolate that one thing that, would reduce your intake of, isoleucine, whatever that word is. Lamming is the lead author of this new study in mice published recently in the Journal of Cell Metabolism, showing that cutting down on the amount of a single amino acid, lysine, can, among other benefits, extend your lifespan, make them leaner and less frail as they age, and reduce cancer and prostate problems, all while the mouse ate more calories. Amino acids are the molecular building blocks of proteins, and Lamming and his colleagues are interested in their connection to healthy aging. So, wow. My wife just knocked something down, knocked it over. I'm surprised you didn't hear her cussing. So, to better understand its health benefits, Lamming and collaborators from across disciplines in W.A. Madison fed genetically diverse mice either a balanced controlled diet, a version of the balanced diet that was low in a group of about 20 amino acids, or a diet formulated to cut out 2/3 of the diet's isoleucine. The mice, which began the study at about 6 months of age, equivalent to a 30-year-old person, so that's what I say in mouse years, got to eat as much as they wanted. Very quickly we saw the mice on the reduced isoleucine diet lose adapticity. Their bodies got leaner, they lost fat, says Lamming, while the bodies of the mice on the low amino acid diet also got leaner to start, but eventually regained weight and fat. Mice on the low isoleucine diet lived longer, on average 33% longer for males and 7% longer for females. And based on 26 measures of health, including assessments ranging from muscle strength and endurance to tail use and even hair loss, the low isoleucine mice were in much better shape during their extended lives. Could you imagine your job is to go in and how do you test the muscle strength of mice? I mean, it has to be scientific. So were you strapping little packs on these mice and loading them down with little milligrams of weight and seeing how far they could walk or how high they could climb or those kind of things. I mean, it would, to me, in my mind, it would be easy to test them for like endurance, muscle strength. Okay, they test them for muscle strength and endurance. So, that's the job I would want. I'm going to put rat 15C in a treadmill or in a wheel, and I'm going to make that little sucker run for as long as it takes to run. Maybe they got little heart monitors. Maybe they're going to make him run till his heartbeat raises to 200, and then they're going to run him there and see, how well he does. But, the muscle strength, how do they test that? How do they test muscle strength in mice? People sitting around thinking, dude, how can we test the muscle strength of a mouse? Let's just ask the government to give us $1.5 million to study how we can study the muscle strength of mice. I don't understand. But apparently it has to be done. If you want to know whether or not this low amino acid diet makes you stronger, then you got to have a way of measuring it. And I don't know if mice bench press or squat or deadlift, but somehow you have to be able to measure that. Previous research has shown lifespan increase in low calorie and low protein or low amino acid diets starting in very young mice. We started with mice that were already getting older. It's interesting and encouraging to think a dietary change could still make such a big difference in lifespan and what we call health span, even when it started closer to midlife. The mice on the low isoleucine diet chowed down, eating significantly more calories than their study counterparts, probably to try to make up for getting less isolate, according to Lambing. But they also burned far more calories, losing and then maintaining leaner body weights simply through adjustments in metabolism, not by getting more exercise. They maintained steadier blood sugar levels, and male mice experienced less age-related prostate enlargement. How? How do they test prostate enlargement in mice? So the only way that you would ever do that, I mean, you can't kill them and dissect them. That would be one way. But guess what? You know what the size of the prostate of that mouse is the time you killed him, but you don't know if it goes up or down as he gets older because guess what? You killed him just to see the size of his prostate. So how do they come up with ways to test the size of the prostate in a mouse and keep him alive? Does the data really transfer to humans? Probably not, but it's a start. Well, that's what they were talking about, like mice. I think it's the pig that's the closest, like, domesticated animal to humans. So, there had to be tiny mouse fingers. Did they train mouse doctors to then, see the check the prostate size of the male mice? I just don't see how it is. But yeah, so pigs may be the closest to humans and domesticated. Chimpanzees, I think, are the closest to humans, as far as any animal is concerned. But mice apparently have quite a bit of, I won't say DNA, but body makeup in common with humans, or it translates into humans. So if something happens in a mouse and then maybe in a rat, and then maybe in a pig, they could almost say, well, this is going to happen in a human. So, but one thing, and I don't know exactly how it works, but I think if you're going to do a study, a human study, that if you're doing like a dietary study, it is not nearly as complicated to get going for humans as it would be for a medicine study. So let's just say I'm testing out this theory on the dietary level. I'm going to ask 350 people to limit their intake of this amino acid through diet. And then they come in and they have their blood checked once a day, once a week, whatever it might be to validate the study. That might be easier to do than to say, I want to take 350 people. I want to give them this pill that I've developed and let them eat anything they want, but I'm going to give them this pill and see if it reduces the amount of this amino acid in their body and therefore getting the same benefits as the people that do dietary reduction in that amino acid. That's the way I understand it. So if you're not really giving people a drug to make something happen, you could almost do studies on 350 people from Craigslist. Put an ad out there and say, hey, I want you to come in and we're going to do this. We're going to give you a menu. We're going to give you this diet to follow, and at the end of the study we'll give you $200 or whatever it might be. So I think that's kind of the way it works. As far as how they ever get it to test on humans, oh man, let's see. Dietary amino acids are linked to a gene called mTOR that appears to be on a leveler on the aging lever. Golly. It appears to be a lever on the aging process in mice and other animals, as well as to hormone that manages the body's response to cold, and has been considered a potential diabetes drug candidate for human patients. But the mechanism behind the stark benefits of low isoleucine intake is not well understood. Lamming thinks the new study's results may help future research pick apart causes. That we see less benefit for female mice than male mice is something we may be able to use to get to that mechanism, he says. While the results are promising, humans do need isolin to live. We looked at that. The survey of health in Wisconsin showed that people vary in isolin intake, with leaner participants tending to eat a diet lower in isolin. Other data from Lamming's lab suggests that overweight and obese Americans may be eating significantly more isolin than they need. It could be that choosing healthier foods and healthier eating in general, we may be able to lower isolin enough to make a difference, Lamming says. So, like all kinds of things, the thing that I hear from this, I see it a lot, is could, might, should, all those, words that indicate, this is what we're thinking, this is what our model shows, this is what the data would lead you to believe. It might as well just say, I don't know, I'm guessing, but I think if you eat less of this, you may get thinner. But if you eat too less of it, you'll die because you need it to survive. And larger people eat more. Hey, I can say that because nobody knows for sure. Skinnier people eat less. Hey, I can say that because Nobody knows for sure. Due to my training and experience, I believe blah, blah, blah. So I like science, but lately I've been kind of down on science because everywhere I turn, there's a computer model or there's some kind of data that might suggest this is possible, and therefore, it is what you know, they say it is. But I thought it was interesting that it increased the lifespan of male mice 33% and female mice only 7%. So I wonder if did this diet low in this amino acid improve the female mice? Let's just say it improved the male mice's muscle strength by 10%. Did it improve a female mouse muscle strength by 10 or by 2 or by 5 or what? Is there something in this diet that would make a female mouse just as strong as the male mouse? But it didn't say. That dude just has a really nice beard. Huh. Really nice beard. If I didn't shave my head every year, my hair might get that long in, a few years. But I think it would just kill me. I think it would just bother me to death. So is this the fountain of youth? It's not a fountain. It's a way. Let's look. One thing I want to do. Let me get over here and copy this. And we'll see what it is. What foods contain the highest levels of this stuff? Isolin is plentiful in meat, fish, poultry, eggs, cheese, lentils, nuts, and seeds. Dairy, soybeans, and legumes are a source of leucine. Oh, isoleucine. Dairy, soybeans, and legumes are a source of not isoleucine, but leucine. Phenolphthalein is a dietary meat, poultry, soy, fish, beans, and nuts kind of thing. Well, I mean, it looks like the high sources are meat, beef, chicken, pork, fish, tofu, dietary beans, lentils, whole grains, nuts, seeds, vegetables. Let's see what's in the lowest level. So if you were trying to reduce your levels, what would you eat? The lowest ones are in beet greens, endive, apples raw without skin, milk, cream, mayonnaise. Now that's very specific. How to lower your isoleucine. Whey protein and egg protein supplements and are other sources of BCAA. Those are your, I don't know, BC stands for, but AA is amino acids. Lowering the intake of these foods can lower the isoleucine plasma levels. Possible treatment: lower your BCAA intake by focusing on whole foods, plant-based diet, not meat. Hmm. Leucine and isoleucine are branched chain. BCAA is branched chain amino acids. Too much of these branched chains of amino acids can cause health problems and make a person's urine smell like maple syrup. That's very specific. Wow. Dry seaweed. This is, I think, is this what? Growing number of geroprotectors have demonstrated lifespan extension in young animals, but the effectiveness of these therapies when commenced in midlife or later has been under study. This is kind of the same thing, except it talks about, if you start this as a young person as opposed to starting it as your middle age or old, what different effects does it have on you, by the time, if you've been practicing a low diet and this amino acid for 10 years as opposed to, 25 years, which one has the benefit or is there even any difference? So I talked earlier during the show about DNA doing aging. So I had looked this up. And this is what we talked about. The DNA is the code, the holy grail of how the body's built, and it gets damaged. How does that happen? So this figure 1 here talks about DNA damage is the driver of aging. The nuclear and mitochondrial genomes are continuously damaged by exogenous agents, UV, ultraviolet, X-rays, chemical compounds in foods, water, air, etc. Endogenous sources such as reactive oxygen species, aldehydes, and advanced glycation end products, and spontaneous reaction hydrolysis, molecular consequences of time-dependent accumulating DNA damage are genetic aberrations such as mutations in chromosomal instability, stalling of RNA and DNA polymerase by DNA lesions, while provokes DNA damage. Wow. I don't know. DNA gets old like everything else and it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. DNA repair defects accelerate human aging. Most progeroid premature aging like syndromes are caused by mutations in genes involved in maintaining genome stability. That's talking about if you've got a disease where you start out at infants and in 10 years you're already the body of an 80-year-old. That's what that's talking about. Put out a new podcast tonight. It was Minutes of Milo Show number 1. The very first one I did is out there on Spotify, Minutes of Milo podcast. If you're interested, I just happened to close that one tab out, and there it is. So if you want to keep your mice young, and you want the male dudes to live like 32% longer, then you need to give them this diet in reduced levels of isoleucine, whatever you say. What I need to do is, I wonder if I did this. I'm going to copy it. See. Let me see if this works. This word. Just look at the first one. You're never supposed to pick that first one. It's usually the con. It's usually the thing. Let's try it. Why would I want Chinese Mandarin? Standard voices. Write in this box what I will read to you. Paste that. Read it.
Isoleucine.
Did y'all hear that? What did she say?
Isoleucine.
Did you hear that? Isoleucine. Okay. All right, let's see if she'll say this. Uh-oh. This might be the next show right here. Ready?
I love me some isoleucine. I love me some isoleucine.
I wish you would slow down. She's too fast. What else we got here? Allison. Let's see what Allison says.
I love me some isoleucine.
Can we slow that down? There it is. Playback speed. Normal. Well, that's just speeding it up. I don't want to speed it up.
I love me some isoleucine.
Let's slow it down, dude. Can we not slow it down? Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. I didn't press it the other way.
I love me some isoleucine.
What? Man, she sounds more like a chipmunk. Go back to Lauren.
I love me some isoleucine.
Oh, here we go. Gotcha.
I love me some isoleucine.
Well, is it still too fast? Why does it say?
I love me some isoleucine.
There she is. There she is on a drunk saying it. All right, let's go 75.
I love me some isoleucine.
That's a little bit. Well, I don't know, man. I guess normal. She just sounds.
I love me some isoleucine.
All right, let's see how she handles this. What are you doing? I don't want to highlight all those. I just want to highlight this one. Oh.
Clue loves me like isoleucine.
What'd she say? How'd she say your name?
Clue loves me like isoleucine.
I don't think she can get that one right.
Clue loves me like isoleucine.
I don't know. I don't know. You want to do it this way?
Clue loves me like isoleucine.
Oh my gosh, why doesn't she draw that out? Why didn't she draw that out?
Clue loves me like isoleucine.
She still says it the same way. I don't care how many L's I put in there.
Clue loves me like isoleucine.
She still says it the same way.
CLLLL loves me like isoleucine.
Oh well. So we know it's isoleucine. Pretty sure. Ooh, French female. Here we go.
CLLLL love me like isoleucine.
Oh man. All right. Let's try it.
Robert love me like isoleucine.
Golly, that's French. I don't like it. There you go.
Robert loves me like isoleucine.
Okay. I could stop this anytime. I think I'm going to stop now. All right. So that's tonight's show. on how to make your male mice live 33% longer by changing their diet. And who knows, you might decide you want to try it yourself and eat low isoleucine diet and see. It didn't say how long it took. It was a study only 2 weeks, was a study like 2 years, or what? So, but like I said, there was one web page that I looked at, and they were trying to do a pharmaceutical where you took a pill and it blocked or reduced your isoleucine levels just by taking the pill. So you could eat, fish or meat or whatever. You take this pill in the mornings or evenings or whatever it might be, and block the absorption or did whatever to reduce the isoleucine levels in your body. So that would probably take a lot longer. But the isoleucine diet reduction you could probably just do on your own. You figure out how it worked, how you could do it. All right, so I've got to try this. We're not going to watch it. You're going to hear it. Let's see if she'll say it. This is Lauren, U.S. female.
Lord, how I love this Minutes with Milo show.
What? I just don't understand how they...
Lord, how I love this Minutes with Milo show.
But she doesn't know how to say love. How does this other female say love? Lauren. Let's go back to Lauren.
Lord, how I love this Minutes with Milo show.
Maybe I'll do it this way.
Lord, how I love you this Minutes with Milo show.
That's crazy. None of them say it right, but they're getting there. Let's see what old Tom Ray has to say.
Lord, how I love this Minutes with Milo show.
Come on, Tommy Ray.
Lord, how I love this Minutes with Milo show.
That's not bad. Did you hear what he said? Let's just hear that again, Tommy Ray.
Lord, how I love this Minutes with Milo show.
There it is. Lord. It's supposed to be Lord. Lord, how I love this Minutes with Milo show. A slight echo now. That's a Tommy Ray. Let's see. I can take this mic.
Lord, how I love this Minutes with Milo show.
All right. Enough playtime. 53 minutes. People, I appreciate you coming, and people. Clell and Robert, the only people apparently that I know. So anybody out there has made it this long, watched it, thank you very much. Like and subscribe to the channel. Look for the podcasts. You don't look for them, listen for them, watch for them. I don't know. Find them. I want to check and see if it's out there that the podcasts are on Spotify. But I put that out there where they could be on Amazon Music. But they're not just popping up, dude. I mean, you really have to hunt for them to find them. So if you're looking for something to do, track them down, listen to some of them, and let me know what you think. Leave me a comment, like the videos, join us for the live stream, and until next time, I appreciate you showing up, and we'll click this button to stop streaming. All right, good night, everybody. See you next time.